Io se c'è una da
I see.
Ja, das ist ja, auch der Kontakt.
Ja, du wirst es nicht berufen. Dann wissen wir. Ja, ja. boyfriend. Yeah. No, I know. You are very well in school. Thank you.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 You may take your seats. Namami Vigneshwarapadatam. Om Vinakaya Namaha. Om Vignarajaya Namaha. Om Gauriputraya Namaha. Om Ganeshavaraya Namaha. Om Skandarajaya Namaha. Om Avyaya Namaha. Om Udaya Namaha. Om Dakshaya Namaha. Om Adikshaya Namaha. Om Divyapriyaya Namaha. Om Indrasri Pradaya Namaha. Om Vani Pradaya Namaha. Om Avyaya Namaha. Om Sarvasiddhi Pradaya Namaha. Om Sharvatnaya Namaha. Om Sharvapriyaya Namaha. Om Shantaya Namaha. Om Brahmacharanaya Namaha. Om Ekadantaya Namaha. Om Gam Ganeshaya Namaha. Om BALRAJ SOOBRAMONEY Om Atma Shanti Om Shivaya Gauri Vadana Vranda Suryaya Dakshineshwara Nashikaya Shri Nilakantaya Vishwaja Tasme Shikaraya Namah Shiva Om Shivaya Namah Om Maheshwaraya Namah Om Shambhavaya Namah. Dear family and friends, we want to start with prayer. So can I ask you all to bow your heads in prayer? Wherever you are seated, just bow your heads in prayer so we can pray. Om Gajananam Bhuttaganati Sevitam Kapit Jambo Palachar Bhakshanam Umasatam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Padapanjakam Om Nagendrahara Trilochanaya Asmangaraga Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shudhaya Digambaraya Tasmena Karaya Namah Shivaya Om Shantakaram Bhujagashainam Padmanabam Sureshvam Vishwadaram Gaganasadrishvam Meghavarnam Shubhagam Om Ragaramunam Odakariyavam Ila Thank you, dear family and friends. So we invited God into this venue to lead us through our celebration of life of this dear departed, beloved BALRAJ SOOBRAMONEY. So we're going to now open the casket for all of you to come and pay your respects. We appreciate you allow the immediate family to come through first, and then you can come through. Thank you.
King of என்றும் Shiva,
dear family and friends. Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Namaste, Om Saram, and good morning to all of you. We've assembled here today to pay our respects and to celebrate a life. And in celebration, we offer tribute to this beloved lying in state. There are characteristics, qualities, virtues, morals, attitudes and aptitudes that this dear beloved displayed while he walked amongst us. And today we want to celebrate that. It is said that when the soul exits this vessel, this body, the soul travels with this vessel till it gets to the crematorium. So the soul is here watching over us how we perform this ceremony. And in tribute, we offer the love to this soul. We offer that tribute that we can reminisce about. And I want to call on our MC today, Sri, to conduct this part of the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Guru. So, I think, death, for me, when someone passes away, and it always just stops me and I think about it. And I think for me, it's around we on this earth, we associate with people, that journey is set for us. And, I've spent that at least 32, 33 years that I know Cyril BALRAJ SOOBRAMONEY. And for me, it's the relationships that we shared and so on. And I know all of you here have shared that journey with him and have relationships and so on. And I think that's why when someone passes away, you just stop and you think, what's remarkable now is that opportunity is gone. And we won't be able to share and create new memories and association with him. And I think that's what, death always shakes me when someone goes and you think, now that journey stops. But I hope and we all have, had good memories with him. And you've had those opportunities. And I did as well. So I know on behalf of the family, bigger families, thank you for all being here and sharing some of your memories, your support, prayers. So that is greatly appreciated by everybody. It just helps in this process of saying goodbye and bidding farewell. So, as I said, I know Cyril, at least I knew him from the Benoni days a little bit, but Bakerton Springs, and then a lot of time now in Blue Valley, and I see largely those groups. And Cyril he was a character, right? I mean, there's so many special things about him, and he let you know how he felt and so on. But if I think back, there's a couple of things that stand out, and two things for me that stand out about Cyril. While he was a great athlete in his early days, ran 2 comrades, very strong, driven individual, and then a passionate golfer, would teach so much to all us golfers as well. And his great passion for cooking and making meals and doing all of that. I think you all got memories of that. And he was also a strong, family man, and his kids and so on will chat and share some of that with us, and his grandkids as well. So, but the things that always stood out for me, and all the things that Cyril did over the years, his competitive nature always came out. So much so at times we joke, BALRAJ would compete with Cyril sometimes. He was very competitive in everything he did. And And he was driven, as a young guy. He started early life and achieved so much in the motor industry through his confidence. I know he's always talked about his Dale Carnegie days. Nothing was impossible for Cyril. He thought it, and then he did it, and he pushed through. So that strength always there, and I think it's the competitive thing that I would put that Cyril's came through in everything he did. So we will miss him. So I know I met some guys now. Like Roy knew him like for 51 years, but someone else just now also knew him from his school days. So there's opportunity if you guys want to come and say a few words. Cyril, originally Durban, had a lot of friends in Durban. So there's a few people that would like to come and share some of the memories with us. And maybe I'll start there with Miriam. I know was in the last few years knew Cyril a lot. So maybe Miriam, if you could come say a few words, and then we'll take it from there.
Good morning, Wanakum to everybody. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to say some few words about Cyril, my dear friend. We would speak and he would tell people, I'm his tour buddy. I didn't get that because I didn't play golf. And I get what tour meant because he was like a rock star. He had an identity with people with different branded names. C63, Bals, Balraj, Uncle Cyril. And you know what? It was the bottom line. People loved him for his character. And his character was exuberant because he treated people with respect, love. No matter who you were, no matter what you could do, when you were in his presence, it was all love. And you know what? He gave his heart. Another thing as well is his zest for life. He just didn't live life. He plowed to it. He took it on. I would just say he never ran to it. He was ahead of it. And for that, I'm so proud to speak to him about him here, is because he would want me to. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. I also see Cyril's family from Durban, his brother, his sister, and all the other family, the nephews and nieces here. And then in our Springs days, Mary and the family and her bigger family as well, appreciate it. And then in the last 20 years or so, Blue Valley, Mervyn will come and say a few words. We were the Blue Valley team, a number of you are here as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri. My name is Mervyn Chandragam. So, in Vanakkam, Mumsaram, Namaskaram, Namaste to all of you. Yeah, so it's very difficult to, to speak about Cyril or even to prepare something, to speak about Cyril. So I met him on a putting green in Madachkum, 20 odd years ago. And we were just discussing that, and we were paired together that day. It's the first time I met him. And we won that game against Ricky and his brother-in-law. So it was a winning, combination, from the start. And little did I know, that, Cyril would introduce me to all these wonderful people at Blue Valley, Blue Valley family. We formed, he invited me actually into the club. Very grateful, for that seat. And introduced me to Strini, along with all the other Blue Valley friends and families. We were just not friends, our families were friends. We had a wonderful wonderful, community, and he started with Cyril. So, in trying to, think about and prepare something, for today, I thought about, what makes Cyril like special, to all of us, and I couldn't pinpoint, one particular thing. The man was just, infectious. He hooked you. You wanted to be in his company. And he was always inviting all of us, not only our immediate families, but our parents and everybody that were connected to us. He wanted to make it one big family. I can remember numerous occasions where we were invited to his house and hosted by Felicia and Cyril. He was, I'm sure all of you know, one of the greatest cooks that you could ever have. You'd never be starving, and you were always entertained. Had the pleasure also of going to many continents with Cyril by my side. And thank you, Felicia and your family, for sharing him with us. And also, I just want to share something, with you and the family, and also the Durban family as well. You guys were so important to him, in the quiet times that we had, speaking to one another, alone. He always talked about, how, all of you were very close, to his heart, and that's what drove him. That's what drove him, to try and take care. He wanted to take care of everyone, right? But no one more than you and the family, in Durban. He had a lot of time, for each one of his sons and his beloved daughter as well. And he would sacrifice everything for them. And one of the things I admired about Cyril, a lot was that he was an entrepreneur, right? And many of you will know that he ran many successful businesses, over his life, employed a lot of people, gave back to the community, participated in wherever, cooked at at the temple, cooked for people in need. So it was more than just about himself. He was he was really somebody who gave everything, every moment of the day. And as Miriam said, the man really plowed through life. He was, as some of you will know, he was the man of our town. And Cyril was everywhere and everywhere. So very, very proud to be associated with Cyril, BALRAJ SOOBRAMONEY. You will live on through us. For the rest, I can't see you gone. You will be with us forever. And I just want to tell you that we love you. You'll always be part of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mavs. Appreciate that. Also want to acknowledge the executive club that Cyril introduced me to many years. I noticed a lot of you there, Lionel, Dennis, and the team. Appreciate it. I spoke to Roy, who said to me he knows him for 51 years. So yeah, a lot of people that Cyril touched. I'll call on Mark. There was Mark and Ravi from Nephews from Durban as well. I would like to say a few words. Thank you.
Officiating Minister for the Hens family. It's a sad day indeed. I'm Cyril's nephew. To the four boys and Rushka. Dad is, you can hear the speeches, he played a big role in life. And I always wondered, where does he get the strength, the energy, the family, and everyone's important to him, not only the family. As you can hear the speeches, in business he went to the next level, in life, in friends, And you know, I always can say, well, if I can take a page out of his book, it'll be something to remember. And then I'm not a public speaker or say, but I said I had to come and say a few words. You know, we lost our dad at a very early age, and even before that, Cyril was there for us. He took the baton with his busy life, and he'd always come to Durban, and you know, we always look forward to Dan, to his brother, to my mom. You know, we were a very close-knit family that we always looked upon. And then when he came to his friends and you know, golf, he taught me golf. You know, when I grew up, and then even went to the casino gambling, I learned we gambled together. And yeah, and, you know, I can't say he was a dad, I can't say he was a friend, I can't say he was a colleague, because he was all in one, you know. If he needed to wear that cap on the day, that's who Cyril was. So, you know, he didn't need a close friend, he didn't need a dad, he didn't need anyone, because that is Cyril. And yeah, I remember when his early days, taking Springs, we came up, you know, he taught us life. You know, he was one uncle in the family that you can look up to, and he'd give you the best advice. The phone, it'll always have your back, and you can go out and venture anything, because you know that Cyril will be there. So, you know, people call him C, BALRAJ, Sagamama. You know, life has come to an end, but I think the thoughts, the ways will carry forward for you, and I think it's a very big shoe to filling, but we'll try. Thank you.
Good morning, one and all. Okay, my name is Ravi. I'm from Durban. When I think of Cyril, I can't fathom who he is to me. Whether he's family, whether he's an uncle. You know, I'd like to say that I was his wingman when he came to Durban. If Cyril ever decided he wanted to come to Durban, I knew 2 weeks before. He made sure I'm there at the airport to pick him up. From there, we just go, and he had, you know, like Mark said, he had so much of energy, and even I couldn't even keep up with him. So today I'll bring you some well wishes from the guys in Durban. As everybody say, he was a very phenomenal golfer. Everybody talks a lot about his golf, so the guys in Durban, the guys from Whitebank Circuit Golf Club, they send sincere condolences to the family. And when I spoke to them, and you know, when the tributes are calling in, the one thing that comes to mind, Cyril's hospitality. And everybody said, and there was about 5 groups that said that they came on 5 different occasions to Cyril's home, and the way he entertained them, and they talk about his meals and his cooking. But when you talk about cooking, if Cyril ever invites you for supper, and he tells you 7 o'clock, remember that's the time he's going to start to cook. We got to look at the lighter side of things. Those are the memories that we got of him. And just to be on one particular outing up to Johannesburg, I invited a bit of some friends to his house. And he started the supper again at 7 o'clock. And then around 8 o'clock, I had 2 groups of friends coming in, and they said vegetables. And it was no sweat. By 11 o'clock, when we eventually had supper, there's about 3 different kinds of vegetables on the table. So that's Cyril for you, you know. Such a wonderful, such a generous man. He taught me so much, gave me some good values and a lot of advice in life. So Cyril, my friend, I say go well, and I'll leave you with your words. You are a scholar, and a gentleman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark and Ravi. Appreciate that. See, Cyril's latest battle partner there, Yashwin, and a number of other people. So, if anybody would like to come and say a few words, you're more than welcome before I call the family. The boys will come up just now. So, if anybody wants to say anything, please. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Vina. Officially, I'm Felicia's niece, but we grew up like cousins because she's actually younger than me. Felicia's mom and my gran were sisters, and although we didn't get to spend a lot of time with Cyril and his family, on the occasions that we did have the pleasure of being with him and the honor of being with him and his family, he treated us like royalty. He went out of his way to make sure that we had the most delicious vegetarian meal at his home on 2 occasions. But one thing that stood out for us about Cyril is that when Auntie Tot was ill, he made sure that he helped to take care of her. He made sure that she was well taken care of. He made sure that she had, a caregiver there to assist because, she was quite immobile. And that's the one thing that, we treasure about him, is how he welcomed us, into his home and how well he took care of his mother-in-law. So we just want to thank him. We didn't get, although we had said our thank yous then, I don't think the words were enough to thank him for all that he had done at that time. At least we just want to say on behalf of the family, we wish you guys strength to get through this very difficult time. We know that it is hard on you, so we pray for strength for you guys. And just on behalf of our family, our Mays family, we just want to say how grateful we are that we had the short time to get to know him and get to know what a wonderful person he was. May his soul rest in peace. May his memories always be there with you guys. It will definitely be there with us. Strength to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those kind words. Appreciate it. So I'm going to, before I call Wendell, Felicia's cousin, please, thanks.
Cyril, as I stand here and look at you, I know there's a peace that surrounds you. It's a peace that surpasses all understanding. And I know that the numerous occasions that I spent with you, visiting with you, from the time that you got married, to the outings that we had, and our little side occasions that we would, take a drive out. If it's a wedding, we would stand together and have our drinks out of the boot as it is traditionally done at some weddings. But you know, all this time that I spent with you, Cyril, you came across as an extrovert, a person that never held back, and you would embrace those that you were in touch with. And you made it a duty to keep in touch with your friends. You would pick up the phone and phone. And I used to appreciate every time that you phoned me and reach out and invite me over, to come over, have supper, and have some real in-depth conversations. I really enjoyed that about you because you're a man of depth. And I pray that that depth in your character is going to be always remembered by friends, family, and everyone that knew you. So this day, on behalf of my family and all the friends that I speak on behalf that knew Cyril, I know that you're a person that offered a lot of sacrificial love. It's a kind of a love that you would actually display when you go the extra mile, you go out of your way to do things when otherwise you were not actually bound and obligated to do it, but you did it anyway. I can't stop remembering the times that I would visit at your place and see how well you took care of Mamzo. Mamzo was my aunt, and you treated her like your own mother. And that's the type of love you extended, Cyril. And Leish, I also know that that is a value and a quality that Cyril had, and it came out so strong to everyone that he knew. That he always goes out of his way to do what he did. And that's a man amongst men. And I give you all the honor for that, Cyril. I pray that this time, that your soul will be in peace. And I also pray that there will be comfort over the rest of your family and everyone that you know that mourns you. And I want to once again say that to be absent in the flesh is to be present in the spirit. Thank you.
Thank you, and also in special words. So yeah, just before I call the immediate family, a couple of things Cyril used to always say, and I'm sure for the golfers, you know, he said, don't scream at the butts, and those who played, they will remember that. And he always used to say, you know, you come alone and you go alone. That's something we heard often. And man about town, right? That was Cyril BALRAJ SOOBRAMONEY. So may his soul rest in peace as he continues the journey. I'm going to call Ashley and the sons, the family, to close it and the last speech.
Good morning, everyone. We never thought we'd see this day come. You know, Dad had so much of life. And we're here to celebrate him. We're here to celebrate his life. My four siblings standing next to me, we always laugh. We always laugh to Dad. Dad loved making fun out of us. And we make fun out of him quite often. So what we'd like to do is actually just do a joint speech, and we had discussed this. But in true Cyril spirit, none of us had actually prepared much. And we're winging it, to be honest. And Dad would tell you the same thing. We tried to put something together. And just bear with us. Because like Dad, all of us are stage frightened. So each one of us have a certain character trait from Dad. And the five of us standing up here, Ashley, Cameron, Farushka, Donovan, and Viresha, each share a character trait of Dad. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out the character trait from each one of us. And each one of us have a memory behind one of our fondest times that we've spent. Just a single time that we've spent with Dad, each one of us. And that fondest memory. Going to start with Don, being the eldest. You know, the one thing that Don had from my dad, and I think most know it, is Dad's business acumen. You could throw my dad in any situation when he came to business and he would find his way out. He had a very good sense of what he was doing in the industry that he was. He was in the motor industry. And Don followed in his tracks in doing exactly the same. Don's most fondest memory with Dad was a ship cruise he had. And that was not too long ago, and he keeps talking about it. But I think the memory must be shared by Don himself.
Okay.
Don.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for all your support. Good spring, golfing guys, all the friends, spring, the brownie. Hey, my dad was a Yugo man. You can't tell me anything. You'll call anybody. You walk into a room. Hey, the guy, I know, he was better to him than me. And when it comes to cooking, oh man, I don't think anybody can cook better than my father. No woman, no man, no nothing. Hey, when it comes to gambling, sure, this guy. Nobody can come close to him. Thanks everybody. And I'm sure he'll hope that everybody continues a decent life going forward. Thank you.
Thanks, Don. My others. Hello. Cool. I think this one. No, it's coming.
Stand there. Just speak.
just me. Thanks, Don. Here we go. I think I'll go after Cam. But one of Cam's traits that he pulls from Dad, in all times, he's got Dad's wisdom and Dad's sense of humor. And one of Cam's most fondest memories, one is actually two, was his time that he spent with Dad cooking. And his other was spending one of Dad's comrades' marathons with him. But I'm going to allow him to share the experience.
No. So I think Ash basically said the trait, but one of my fondest memories with Dad was he always used to cook. He used to cook for any single function, every function, big or small. And I remember days where at his panel shop, he used to make these big unders for weddings, funerals, any function. There was no function, big or small, my dad couldn't cook for. And there isn't anything that he couldn't cook. And everything he did was to the T. I was like his little soup chef. Even though I didn't get that trait, but yeah. And yeah, I think Ravi mentioned it earlier on. No matter what time of the day, if you go visit my dad, whether you're invited or not, he'll always prepare, and he'll always make sure that there's something ready to eat before you leave his house. You would never leave his house hungry and unsatisfied, or unentertained for that matter. Yeah, but I think Ash is going to come with his trait, but in terms of cooking, you'll never meet that, never. And one of my other, I was a bit young at the time, but I vaguely remember it. Dad used to run comrades, 2 Oceans, anything that you can think of, he was there. And I was there for one of many of his comrades that he ran, and there to cheer him on. And Dad, can you last me? And your legacy will live on through all of us. Thank you.
Thanks, Cam. Okay. Okay, I'll sit out on next. So there's so many things, and in everything that everyone has been up here has always mentioned Dad's cooking. He was phenomenal. And as Cam said, someone had to take that trait, and that was me. I just love cooking, but I could never, and I don't think I'd ever be able to do what Dad did. He was just a legend, man. We were talking about our fondest memories. So, my fondest memory was a time in my life where I left school and decided to take up a trade and go to a technical college. And I was a bit young, and I needed one of my parents to be with me to get enrolled. So at the time, Dad drove from Randburg to come and pick me up to get me enrolled into college. I didn't have much fancy clothes or blazers and stuff. So I went over to my dad's cupboard and I pulled out a blazer. It was maroon. I put it on and I said, well, this fits me just fine. I'm going to use it with a pair of jeans. Dad rocked up, jumped out the car, and his tears were rolling down his eyes. I couldn't understand why. And he said to me, my boy, the jacket that you're wearing now to go to college is my jacket that I had when I was in Emerald Sultan. And neither of us, I didn't know it. But it was just so apt, and I'd never forget that day. I don't see my dad cry ever, and that day I seen him cry. And that's my fondest memory of him. Just moving on to some of other traits that we as siblings carry from Dad. Dad, whenever you see him, he was always dressed to the nines. You know, he was known as the man of the town. And I think we've heard this a few times in a few speeches. But I think many few know this, that was actually a pageant, is it called a pageant, that he won in his younger days. He was known as Mr. Man of the Town. So that's where it came from. And the person that takes up Dad's fashion and his sense for living life large and partying is Verushka. And I think Verushka wants to share with us her fondest memory with Dad. And it was just before her 16th birthday. You can, I'll help you.
Hi everyone.
So, I think there's many of you in this room that actually attended Verushka's 16th birthday. And Verushka's most fondest memory with her dad was the evenings before her 16th birthday. That she didn't even know that Dad was going to throw such an elaborate do for her. Dad had told her, well, it's just going to be a couple of the friends, family. We're just going to have something at home like he usually does, which is always an occasion. But he wanted to practice. the dance with her. And for nights, they were practicing and practicing until he got it right. Because he just wanted to have that first dance with his daughter to be perfect. That's Frushka's most fondest memory with him, is that time. Other fondest memories of Frushka's is every single morning in true fashion, Dad would make her lunch and drive her to school. So, we've mentioned the food. We've mentioned Dad's fashion sense and his party life, his wisdom, his business acumen. But there's one character trait that is missing here. And that's Dad's keen sense, or I shouldn't even say keen sense, Dad's professional golf swing went to variation. And Firesh wants to share his fondest memory, which has got a lot of humor in it. It's actually the first trophy that he won with Dad.
How's it, guys? Yeah, golf is not the only trait. You know, I've still got the good looks. I got a few things. Golf came to me just because I was the best at it, you know. These ones didn't really know how to play it, but I just, you know, he taught me. Since from a young age, I think I was 4, I had a plastic set. And yeah, I was pretty good. I still am. But me and my dad, every day after school, we'd go to Boulder Golf. And he'd invite everyone, but it was mainly me and him. And every Thursday they had a competition. And we always entered, but yeah, that day we never really won. Pretty shit. But then there was one day, it was on the Mashi course, and you know, Dad was, yeah, his chipping was something. And I was pretty bad at that too, but that day, I don't know, it clicked. Me and him were just bouncing off of each other, you know, he was chipping, I was putting. Talking about golf, but yeah. It was just a nice round, you know, we were talking, we were playing against 2 other people, but we were just in our own zone, you know, we were just having fun. But Dad won many trophies, you know, for golf. But that was the first one I won with him, you know. That was the first ever trophy. And I think that's why it was so special, you know. It was just a special day, special moment with him. Then the next day, you know, went downstairs. I was pretty excited to go see my trophy. It was a golf club. Actually, it wasn't a trophy, it was a golf club. But you know, it's a trophy I could use. Went downstairs the next day. I was there looking everywhere. I was like, where's the trophy? Where's the golf club? I want to use it. No. Playing golf with Don today. He swung it. He said he liked it, so I gave it to him. What the hell? But yeah, it's kind of about it. About my story. So yeah.
Thanks, Fish. Okay, in true Cyril spirit, the speeches just go on and on. If you've ever attended any of my dad's events, you would know that speeches was something that he was big on. Like he would call just about everybody. But the thing about it was, Dad was always very thankful. And he'd mention every single person in the room. You know, right down to the last person, and call them up to say a speech even though they weren't ready. And don't worry, I'm not going to do that to anyone in the room. Speaking of thanks, it's something that I'd like to do on behalf of the family, just to thank everyone that was here and those that helped us in arranging this send-off. So, to the Soobramone family and everyone that is in there, from my wife Sai, Firesh and Cam, Don, Rushka, I want to thank you guys for helping me get everything together. To Uncle Sri, thank you for being my guide in arranging this and guiding me in the right direction. I have to say thank you to Rand Funerals. You guys did a phenomenal job, and you really helped in a very courteous and professional way. The caterers at Disalvi, thanks for coming together and doing what you did in a short space of time. We just want to say thank you to you. And then to all of Dad's friends, the Executive Golf Club and the friends from Blue Valley, I want to say thank you to you guys. Some of our most fondest memories is being with Dad and around you, because Dad was never alone. He's always had people around him, and it was always you guys that were around, whether it was on the golf course or whether it was in his house. Just thank you to you guys. Thank you to everyone that is present, that came to give Dad a good send-off. He celebrated his life, and he celebrated with all of you. And as I'm saying this, these fondest memories that we've been speaking about, I can almost assure you, going through it, every single one of you have got a fond memory with Dad. That single sad moment out, just you and him. So thank you to everyone that has come to pay your respects and give him a good send-off. Just from a speech point of view, so myself, Variation and Varushka just have our own little speeches that we'd like to put towards Dad, a little bit of a twist. But from my side, I just want to keep it short. Dad, by all standards, you're a legend. And everyone right now is recollecting their fond memory with you. To me, you were just my guidance, my golf coach, my chef, my business partner. But throughout life, you were my wingman. Till we see each other again. Go well. Variation.
Yeah, I've got another long one. I don't know how I was going to do the golf thing earlier on, but anyways. Hi guys, I just want to say thank you all for coming today. It really means a lot. Just to introduce myself, my name is Variation. I'm the youngest son, so many of you know. Yeah, where to start? Dad, what a man. You know, I only got to spend 21 years with him. But shit, he showed me a lot of things, eh? Me and my dad both had one similarity, and that is golf. Everyone knew how good my dad was at golf. And if you didn't know, he would tell you. I can't count the amount of times we'd have a party. When someone brought up golf, he would instantly get up and show you how to swing a golf club and tell you to keep your eyes on the ball. Then the next day, he'd play golf with me, try fix his swing and take his eye off the ball. You know, my dad was very proud of my golf swing and made sure to tell everyone how good it was. There was this one day where after school, him and I played 9 holes. I was just playing bad the whole entire time. And on the 9th hole, where we lived, got into a big argument. Like, it was bad. So I ran over and I just left him. So my dad obviously finished the hole before coming home. And when he did come home, he told my mom how rude I was being. She must reprimand me and that I'm completely disrespectful. But instead of mentioning how bad I was playing, he said, but shit, that boy can run fast. So that's how I got into running. But that just shows you the type of man he was. He always saw the good, whether it be in people or life. In the last couple of weeks, my dad and I spoke a lot. And if I can tell you 3 things that I learned about him, it's how much he loved his family, how much he loved to work, and how selfless he could be. Also his love for beer, but that's besides the point. You know, instead of worrying about himself, he'd always ask Mom, Vrishka, and I if we are doing okay. He'd want to talk about everything else, like when are we going to warm baths, and we need to open up a business. But when you ask him how he's doing, he'd always just say, I'm okay, and change the subject. You know, when I was writing the speech, there was so much I wanted to add, because there were just so many words I could use to describe him, so many stories to tell. But unlike him, I like to keep things short and sweet. We all have a special place for him in our hearts. And for us 5, we have a constant reminder every time we look at our nose. I know this speech is a bit messy, and I'm sorry for that, but all I have to say is, I love you, Dad.
Thanks, Suresh. All the laughs. Okay, while we're getting it, we've also got a speech that comes from Dad, from Felicia, Dad's wife, and Viresh wants to do that. So Viresh, will you do the honors?
Okay, this is from my mom, my dad. To my dearest babes, I sit here beside you with a heart shattered in a way words can never describe. Never did I imagine this day, this reality. You were the energy in every room, the soul of every space. When Cyril entered, the world knew. Now you've entered a different space and left us all with the silence louder than anything we've ever known. You were meant to stay, to age with me, to hold my hand and call out in that voice I love so much. Babes, where are you? What are you doing? How are you? But instead, I sat by your hospital bed. I saw you slip away before my very own eyes. I whispered your prayer beside you, every word soaked in love. You looked at me until the very end. That moment is forever sealed in my soul. A moment I'll never, ever forget. You always said, you come alone, you go alone. But babes, never in my wildest dreams did I think I would have to live this truth. Watching you leave, knowing I couldn't hold you here, it broke me in a way nothing else could. We shared a bond unimaginable to others. You knew my thoughts, I knew yours. No words were needed. Our love was deep, unshakable, eternal. And even now, in the echoes of your memory, I still hear you say, you are my most beautiful. I love, love, love you with all my heart. And oh, how you made us laugh. You lit up every moment with your cheeky charm. Whenever anyone asked you how old you were, you'd always say, 49, and 49 will be. That's who you were, full of wit, spirit, and timeless joy. In my heart, you'll always be that same 49. In the stillness of every day, your words wrap around me like a blanket. I close my eyes and hear your voice again. You are my most beautiful wife. I love you. Until we meet again, my babes. Wait for me like you always did. Om Shanti Shanti Om.
Thanks, Viresh. It was a beautiful verse from Felicia. And then finally, Frushka wanted to say a few words, but don't think she can put it through. So she wanted to share something. And I had said it before that Dad always loves standing and speaking and getting everyone up. And from her end, she thought it would be a good idea to just let everyone hear that one last time. Can you play it?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you all. I'm very privileged to have you all here. And I really appreciate all of you all attending here. We have one or two seats left empty, but still, we are full here. Oh, hold it. I can't remember everything. I don't know, I'm lost for words a little bit. I have so much to say, but I can't just put it to words here. I would like to thank my wife, Felicia, to put this family all together and put all you guys that spent lots of money to get here from Durban. Well spent, guys. Thanks to all my friends, and thanks to all my relatives, my son. And Varushka, let me be honest with you, Varush, you with your brothers, you've been so good to them, and they've been so good to you. To be honest with you, when I think back at my life, with all my kids, and to take a supportive woman like Felicia to bear with me, with all of us, she has been the strength in my life. Thank you, guys. I know everybody's hungry, and so am I. Guys, on behalf of my family, on wishing all of you all a nice safe journey home, wherever you're going to, and enjoy your supper. Thank you.
I think that speaks a million words. It's from us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, kids. That was so special. Thank you. And for anybody that's hadn't paid the last respects, can come up as well still.
Thank you. Thank you to all of the tribute offerers. Yes, dear family, please come through. In the next 15 minutes, we'll be proceeding to the hearse. The family also lovingly provided lunch for you. They kindly say, please do not leave this venue. Please partake of lunch. For those that would be accompanying us to the crematorium, you are lovingly requested to come back here to partake of lunch. Thank you. The balance of the pujas will continue at the crematorium as we have a little time now, so we'll continue with that at the crematorium. Thank you.
Gajam Ganada Vinayaka wherever I am, whoever I am, whatever my stage is. But I'm sure to go to
Dear family and friends, may I have your attention please? Yes, it's beautiful, you're congregating, you're socializing, it's important. But I want to call on pallbearers please, and have your attention, so we can leave the venue now to the auditorium. Thank you.
Okay, dear family, we're going to proceed to the crematorium. So please, we'll wait for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to go.
Yeah, she's fine. I all good. Yeah, as soon as
God, this is